I'm Josh from EG4 Electronics, and today we're going to be bringing you our newest firmware update for our 3 batteries. Here we have EG4-LL version 2, EG4-LL version 1, and our LiFePOWER4 battery. Our newest firmware update will allow us to communicate with all 3 different types of batteries. Here we have our LiFePOWER4 communicating with our EG4-LL version 1 and our EG4-LL version 2, as you can see in this entire bank of batteries. The cable needed for the version 1 and version 2 EG4-LL is going to be the EG4-LL update cable that's
Available through Signature Solar Technical Support.
the wire needed for the LiFePOWER4 is going to be the RS485 to USB.
For these battery updates, no loads can be taking place.
First, we're going to plug up our EG4-LL update cable into our EG4-LL version 2. Make sure you plug it into the RS485, and then we're going to hook into the USB port of our laptop. After plugging in our cable, we're going to make sure all of our dip switches are set to 0 so that we can communicate with our laptop. Now we're going to go ahead and power on just the BMS.
At our computer, let's go ahead and open BMS Update Tool version 1.03. We're going to find our application, BMS Update Tool, and open this. So now we're going to go ahead and verify that our COM port is correct. So let's open up Device Manager. And it shows that our USB serial port is at COM 9. Let's go ahead and go to the program and change this to COM 9. Now we need to physically reset our BMS. So now that this is done, we're going to go ahead and load in our firmware. So let's go to our version 2 all-in-one. And now we're going to go ahead and send this to the battery BMS.
For our EG4-LL version 1, we're going to go ahead and plug in our RS485 cable and plug in the USB cable into our laptop. We're going to make sure all of our dip switches are set down to 0, and we're going to turn on just the BMS.
Now we're going to open our old battery upgrade tool. Here we have the PIC Update 9600 version 1. We're going to open this file, and we're going to scroll down until we find the update application. So that we know that our COM port 9 is correct, let's go ahead and import our firmware. Now, depending on which inverter you use, depends on the firmware. Today we're doing a Victron. Now we're going to open our COM port and we're going to send the update. The alarm light will come on during this update.
For our LiFePOWER4, we're going to go ahead and take our cable and plug it into the RS485 and the USB of our laptop. We're going to make sure also all of our dip switches are set down to the 0 position, and then we're going to turn on our breaker and our BMS.
For our LiFePOWER4 update, we're going to go to BMS Test. Here's our BMS Test application. With our COM port already set correctly, we're going to go to Battery Info. We're going to clear the sequence, change the starting address to 0, and add the address back to the sequence. Now our battery is communicating with our laptop. Let's go to Program Upgrade. We're going to change our device address to 0. We're going to click Get Boot Information so we know which hardware version we have. So our battery has 0205. Let's go to Load Upgrade Program. Here we're going to choose the firmware with 0205. And now we're going to start our upgrade. The upgrade was successful. Now your battery has been updated. We're going to open our Victron Connect application. We're going to wait for our Servo GX to populate. We're going to go to Remote Console. Now this shows all 6 batteries communicating with the Servo GX. And here's the GX Touch showing our 600 amp hours of all 6 batteries.
I'm Josh from EG4 Electronics, and thanks for watching.